It's like being in a brain. It's also like being in a memory. But since the memory comes from the brain, I'd suggest that it's like being in a brain first. All these branches, it's the middle of it, beginning of April, middle of April. And all these branches, just like electrical impulses firing out, synapses firing. When the light hits them, they look all alive, electrical. Dendrites. Dendrites. In fact, the word cortex that we apply to the various parts of the brain comes from the Latin meaning bark. And of course dendrite from the Greek dendros meaning tree applies to our brain as well as to these trees. I don't think we fully understand the nature of trees. I think that the Druids and the certain shamanic sects of old had an inkling, let's say, had some form of elemental dynamic with the tree. But I think we've lost touch with that. And it's when you come into a little place like this, and it's just a tiny little glade that you can, I've walked by and missed for years. It's a tiny little space. But even a tiny little space like this can confer a whole lot of energy, unless you fall in, even if you fall in. And it's this energy, this transmission that, I collect, I gather. And I think living in the city, you miss that collection, you miss that union, that community. Not just with your own kind, sort of intra-species incest, but at large with nature, whether it's with birds or animals or trees or plants. There's something alive here, something that is communicating with you, whether or not you are open to receive it. You're responsive enough to feel it. The wind this morning, was absolutely blustering, and there again you've got an elemental energy, a real cascade of communication. And as a cyclist, every cyclist knows how to commune with the wind.